So, guys, as I'm sitting in this wagon, I'm thinking of a story of technology and time that technology was uh, not as far ahead as people somewhat thought. And now that I've started to tell this story, I'm thinking that part of the story is jumping up, which will be tricky with a sloth hanging around my neck. But anyway, I've said that I could do a whole HBO special sometime on it happens. So this is just such a story. So I was at Old Dominion University, and I went when I was an adult, so I was like 30 when I graduated, and I was being paid by the Navy for 3 years or until I graduated, whichever came first, and I wanted it to be the 3 years. So I was taking some a little bit less strenuous classes. So I was taking swimming, and I had a swimming class on one side of the campus, and then I had a class with Dr. Helen Roundtree all the way on the far side of the campus about sociology. So that woman was a piece of work. She would tell you were anglicizing whatever you said your name was. So, for example, my name's Warner, and she'd say you're anglicizing that. It should be Varner. And I had to explain to her naming conventions in America while she talks about Pokies people, and I'm the one anglicizing. But anyway, so on this particular day, I finished swimming, and I really needed to go to the bathroom. Really needed to go, and but I didn't have time because I had to run all the way across the campus to get to the Baden Arts and Letters building. I don't even know if it's still there, but they called it BAL. I had to be at Baden Arts and Letters to take sociology with Dr. Roundtree, who couldn't stand anyone being late. So I am on the run, and as I'm running, I'm like, I'm not going to make it without going to the bathroom. Really had to drop a load. And so I run in, and I'm at Webb Center, which is like the student union sort of a thing there at Old Dominion University. And I go there, and there's like a line to use the toilets. And there's one toilet that the floor is all wet and no one's going in there. I'm like, I don't care that the floor is wet. So I run in there. I get on the toilet, and I'm like, wow, just let it have it. I mean, I really had to go. And as I'm sitting there, I notice that my shoe's untied, and I've got to take off running again. So and this is the first automatic flush toilet that I had ever seen in my life. And they start the technology with airports and universities, it seems, and this one was not ready for the public yet. So I notice that my shoe is untied, and I bend over to tie my shoe, and when I do, it clears the electric eye that is behind me on the too high, in my opinion, portion where the toilet is, and boom, the water pressure in the toilet was wrong. So I throw my feet out in front of me so I don't get my pants all soaked down, and I'm just sitting on a fountain of awful coming up out of the toilet all at me. And I'm just getting deluged with used toilet water. And so, I'm here, and I'm like unreal, the 2 miles of toilet paper that's there. And, I'm trying to do whatever can be done. And, and then I realize, how am I going to get off the toilet? I mean, if I bend to pick my pants up, this thing is going to hose me down again, right? And there's a line of people waiting to use the bathroom outside, and I just decide, well, there's nothing for it. So I swing the stall door open, and I grab a hold of the one side of the stall door, and I can't give you a proper example here because it'll terrify the sloth. But I just, and I jump up off of the toilet out into the middle of the room so I don't get hosed by the toilet getting up. So here I am outside of the stall, pants around my ankles, jumping out like some crazy fool, right? And the toilet didn't flush again. And I just picked my pants up and went home for the day. And but yeah, that was technology that was ahead of its time. And I didn't sit on an automatic flush toilet again for a long time after that.